So, very good morning again, and welcome to this particular presentation on in terms of corporate entrepreneurship in a corporate environment. So, let us understand this particular concept, right? So, what is actually the corporate internship? So, we're going to finally understand how corporate entrepreneurship in a corporate sector. So, we talk about a corporate as a full-fledged large enterprise. So that is what is our assumption here in this particular discussion. Now we're going to understand how in a entrepreneurship in a very corporate environment can be a very powerful engine of growth, which is going to really proactively shape the future of the organization by the company instead of the future that rather being a reactive approach. So these are some of the areas which you're going to look. The staying ahead of the curve, why, and unlock the untapped potential and foster a culture of growth. So you very clearly know that in terms of a corporate entrepreneurship, these are some of the requirements. So let us understand all this in particular detail. Now, corporate entrepreneurship is today, it is not actually option, it is a necessity today. Because the market is very dynamic, the market is very disruptive, and it is a very unique. This entrepreneurial spirit is actually a very unique skill and a unique competitive advantage which organizations today have. It is actually a necessity. So this presentation we are going to really overall explore how a corporate entrepreneurship can really drive growth, the growth which is very sustainable, which can give a very strong competitive edge to the organizations, and also it can create a very a strong and a very dynamic workforce. So that is what we're going to look at today. And this is a very simple conceptual understanding of a corporate entrepreneurship. So where there is a comparison between the traditional as well as the the corporate entrepreneur. So corporate entrepreneurship is basically a process. It is actually a process by which within an organization, when you talk about an organization, we talk about an established organization where there are various teams working inside a corporate. So they actually take the onus, they conceive, they develop a new businesses or innovation. It's like an entrepreneur. But that is the changes is just happening inside the organization, which is a large corporate. So this is a very unique concept, and it's a very novel concept today. But this is being driven very strongly and aggressively with a lot of corporates. And why do we do this is very important. First of all, market disruption. Today, the market disruption is very frequent and very unexpected. So new competitors are coming in, new technologies are coming in, and there's always a constant threat to the existing business models. So this is one of the major area why there is a corporate need for corporate entrepreneurship. Second is the competitive advantage. Now, next is always innovation has to be very continuous because always we need to differentiate the products and services with respect to the mind of the customer. That is where the company stays relevant. So the continuous innovation in product and process in all aspects is very important. And third is the talent retention. They are the most important extended arm of a businesses. They are a very important strategical asset. So we need employees who are really engaged, not really employees, engaged employees. Now these employees are likely to stay more in the organization, and they are definitely going to ignore. They are going to contribute the company's vision. So when there is an ignorance from the particular corporate in terms of innovation, then the organization is prone to a lot of vulnerability. So proactive internal venturing actually ensures that the market leadership is sustained over a period of particular longer period of time. And cultivating an entrepreneurial culture. How do an organization, a corporate, typically a corporate, we are talking about a corporate, can develop an entrepreneurial culture? One is actually the shift in the mindset. This shift in the mindset is a very important change which a corporate has to undertake, where the employees are really embracing a culture of risk taking. And there is always an experimentation. They always are encouraged to fail, and they are also always encouraged to experiment and also learn from the failures, and also promoting a strong cross-functional collaboration. When we talk about a cross-functional collaboration, it means that Sales and marketing interacts with the operations, they interact with the analytics department, they interact with the HR department. There is a strong collaboration. It is nothing but a deep cross-function collaboration. This is very, very important at the heart of the day. Next is resource allocation. See, not only it is to be preached, there has to be a very strong commitment of the ground by the top management in terms of resource allocation to actually drive corporate entrepreneurship. So they need a dedicated budgets for exploratory projects. That's what Google is doing today. For example, if we talk about Google, 20% of the time of his work, actually, a Google employee can spend in very, very innovative and exploratory projects, and access to specialized tools and mentors. So this is very clear indication by the corporate that actually it's very serious about driving entrepreneurship culture. So next, also overcoming the challenges part. The bureaucracy is very, very important. As any, even in a large corporation, there is a lot of bureaucracy still there. So corporate entrepreneurship for implementation needs to strong fast track mechanisms is required for promising projects and streamline the process. Risk aversion is definitely a big challenge where the narrative has to move on from failure to learning. And celebrating even though an experiment is done, it has failed. The mindset, the culture of the organization should be celebrate the failure, learn the lessons from the experiment. That is a very important mindset change. Short-term focus, move away from a short-term focus on and focus on a long-term value creation in terms of innovation and ventures. So these are some of the success stories. For example, if you talk about post-it notes and your Google, this one, all came, Google ads, all came because of actually creating a culture of corporate entrepreneurship. And let us look at the final practical tools for launching entrepreneurship internal projects. Idea incubation. You have to have a strong platforms, internal platforms, where an employee can actually very boldly submit the ideas, receive the feedback, and also get support, mentoring, and collaboration. This meant pilot programs. Funding is required, very important, to create MVPs and small prototypes, minimal viable products, so that what happens, the products can be tested very quickly. And mentorship and coaching is also very, very important. The entrepreneurs has to be paired with experienced leaders and experts, and dedicated teams allow successful projects. Now, once the project is initially successful, they have to be given the time and the space to make them work with a very clear autonomy. So these are the critical frameworks that has to be implemented to ensure the promising ideas don't get lost and that they receive the necessary resource to support. And the key takeaways and the final steps is empower people. This is very important. Autonomy is very important to pursue innovative ideas. Cultivate a growth mindset, learning from failures and continuous improvement, and embrace experimentation. Measuring in scale. These projects has to be getting integrated in the core business over a period of time. So thank you very much, and thank you.